How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Foggins, Media Corner, back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw review video for today. For this new aka After I Saw review video for today, this is going to be my review on a brand new release film for 2022, which this movie came out just a few weeks ago in the US, but this recently just dropped by today in the UK, and I did see this movie today. I just got back from seeing this movie, and I'm here to give you guys my personal thoughts on what I just saw today. So today's review is going to be my review on the 2022 historical epic drama film, and that movie is The Woman King. Now, this is directed by Gina, Prince-Bythewood, and this is based on true events. This film, which this movie is set in the 1800s, where we follow a group of all-female warriors, which they protect their African kingdom known as the Homi, with their skills and fierceness unlike the world has ever seen. And with the world that's under threat, we follow General Nanaska, played by Oscar winner Viola Davis, who trains the next generation of recruits to basically join the team. And once they do join the team, they basically have to fight against this their foreign enemy that's determined to destroy their way of life. So that's pretty much the story of The Woman King. Now, of course, I was really looking forward to this movie because of the trailers. Because once I did see the trailers for this film, and I liked what the trailer was going for, because I liked what this film was going for as well, because I liked the style what this film was going for, as well as its tone, and like the people who were behind this film and what kind of movie this was. I was just ready for all of that. And even though despite the fact this film is based on true events, I don't know much about the whole true story itself though. But I was just mostly familiar with the cast who was behind this film. Like, you've got Oscar winner Viola Davis, which in recent years I think she has become a great actress ever since she won an Oscar for her performance in Fences, which she was terrific in that film. And you also have in this movie John Boyega, who of course you may know him from the sequel trilogy of Star Wars, which nowadays no one really wants to talk about the sequel trilogy anymore. And you also have Lashana Lynch, which you may know her from Captain Marvel and No Time to Die. I was really looking forward to seeing what she can do for this movie as well, along with John Boyega and Viola Davis. And for the director of this film, Gina Prince-Bythewood, I've never seen much of her films though, but I was really intrigued to see what she can do for this movie. And before I was going to go out and see this film, I was surprised that this film the film's rating wasn't what I was hoping for. Well, I didn't expect for what this film's rating was going to be like for me, because I was expecting just a violent, gritty, historical epic drama film with blood and all that, but no, it's not. It's PG-13. But still, though, I was still intrigued to see this movie, nonetheless, though, because of the trailers, though, and for the people who were in this movie as well as who was behind the film. So I went to see this movie. I saw this movie today on the 4th of October, and unfortunately there wasn't that much people on my screening though. But there was just a fair amount. There was just a fair amount of people on my screening. But after walking out of this film, I gotta say, The Woman King, this movie, I can definitely say this is definitely another one of my favorite movies of this year, because this movie was just genuinely fantastic here, and I really enjoyed this movie here. First things first, Viola Davis, I can definitely say that she's definitely deserving of another Oscar nod here, because she is fantastic in this movie, as well as yet really powerful too in this movie. And for her being like sort of like the main protagonist in the film, I really dug her character about this whole movie. And as for the actors in the film, like you got John Boyega and Lashana Lynch, I thought they were all great in this movie. And as for everyone else, I thought they all gave great performances too in this movie. And the direction by Gina Prince-Bythewood, I thought looked pretty tense and yet pretty gritty for the moments where it has like gritty, violent action sequences, even though they're not like extremely violent, like say bloody violent or anything, since this is not a violent R-rated movie or anything, because again it's PG-13. I thought those scenes were really well directed, and yeah, very tense, like I said, because it got me, and for those moments it really got me in the edge of my seat in this film, and because I was really digging every single action moment in this movie. And for the moments outside the action, I thought it looked really amazing. For like the choreography, when we get to see some of the characters getting trained in this film, I thought those scenes looked really amazing. It also looked really beautiful too for the production set of the film, as well as for the costumes and everything like that. I thought for capturing every single moment of that looked really nice. And since this movie is based on a true story, for the whole true storytelling of this movie, I thought it was pretty strong, and it was really well handled, really well for like the perspective of the film, since it doesn't really since this movie is not really just about, you know, like these warriors and, you know, them protecting their kingdom or anything like that. It just also does kind of focus on some of the characters in the film, like say Viola Davis, even though she doesn't kind of play mostly like a protagonist in the film, because it kind of cuts to this other character in this film who's this young girl who wants to become a warrior and everything like that. And for that perspective, I really liked, as well as for Viola Davis's character in this film. And while there are some characters in the film I just couldn't find memorable enough outside like Viola Davis and this girl and some and there was a few other characters I didn't remember, but there was a few I just couldn't remember that much. And in terms for negatives of the film, I only have one. It was that, like, since this movie is not R-rated, I just kind of wish it kind of pushed the boundaries of being kind of a violent film, just because of the action, or like, because we don't get to see like the blood in this film when we do see some of the characters, you know, getting sliced and diced and all that in this film. I just kind of wish it could have been a lot more better, but it is what it is though. But in the end, guys, The Woman King, I can never say this was definitely a terrific film. Yeah, it's definitely another one of my favorites this year. Again, it has terrific performances. It's a very well directed film. It's pretty gritty and yet pretty beautiful, and it has a strong story and everything like that. And if you are a fan of these kind of films, if you know the whole true story of this film, if you're a fan of the cast, I could definitely say this will definitely be a good popcorn treat here. If it is playing at the local cinema near you, definitely get a ticket for this one, because you'll definitely have an absolute blast with this one, just like I did. So that's pretty much all I have to say about The Woman King. I'm going to give The Woman King 4.5 out of 5. Perfect score. Despite having one negativity with this one, I still managed to have a terrific time with this one. And like I said, this is definitely another one of my favorites this year. And again, if you're a fan of these kind of films, or if you do know the whole true story itself for this movie, or if you're a fan of the cast, again, this is definitely a good popcorn treat here for yourselves. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching for my AK After a Saw review on The Woman King, and let me know what you think of this brand new release. If you have seen this already, if you just recently checked out this film, did you have a blast with this, or was this not really a popcorn treat? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Foggins Media Corner signing off.